To our very supportive classmates, a dynamic, energetic, and a kind-hearted course facilitator, no other than Dr. Christine Francisco Cuenca. Ma'am, a pleasant day to everyone. In this time of adversity, since we are facing different challenges and difficulties in dealing the different learning modalities to our respective learners. But then, since we are a soldier of education, still, we stand firm, dedicated, determined, and very active and supportive in dealing good education to our learners. I'm Conrado G. Jimenez, an ALS mobile teacher assigned at the Past East District. Today, we will be discussing our report entitled Learning and Teaching from and in the Community with Ma'am Rachel Falco Heromiano. So ladies and gents, let's take a look to Ma'am Rachel.
This whole morning to us, praise God that despite of our daily personal struggles, we were able to survive and be here, determined to finish our journey towards one of the best moments of our career. Once again, good morning everyone, especially to our dear professor, Ma'am Tin.
Today's topic is very beneficial not only to our professional development but to the community as a whole. We are aiming to be doctors of education, and our learning in each ladder of doctoral degree is undoubtedly useful as we are integral parts of the community learning process in knowledge and information, behavioral and values formation, and nation building as the ultimate goal of learning aspect. It takes a village to raise a child. Basically, this African proverb reminds us that learning doesn't stop at school. Educational institutions are just a minute part of an individual's learning process. Schools cannot solely and effectively teach or educate us. The existence of it becomes meaningless if it disconnects or disassociates itself from the larger part, the community to where it belongs. Although learning involves individual behavioral changes, the context in which those changes occur is a social environment involving many people. All aspects of education, including the planning of space, should acknowledge community. Just as a learning paradigm focuses on the importance of learning, we argue for a community paradigm that emphasizes the role social interactions play in facilitating learning and improving student engagement. Through community, learning can grow. The term community here refers to the social context of students and their environs. A community is a group of people with a common purpose, shared values, and agreement on goals. It has powerful qualities that shape learning. A community has the power to motivate its member to exceptional performance. Now, why should we care or give importance about the context of learning in community? I would cite two primary reasons here. First, as we all know, learning is a social process, meaning it works best in a community setting using best societal resources. Second here is, learning in community will have an important role in preparing students for their work life to come. Meaning, a community-centered education will help prepare graduates to live and work in a world that requires greater collaboration. Today, an increasingly connected student body devotes less and less time to structured, instruction-driven learning. It is therefore appropriate to re-evaluate the role of community as a way to improve student and staff engagement and learning. We believe we can rebuild community, thereby strengthening learning through learning space design, information technology, and pedagogical, curricular, and co-curricular design for learning. We could observe that at some point, due to factors such as exhausting loads for the teachers, research and reports not related to classroom or curricular aspects, for instance, diminished learning in community happens. Reason being is a lesser interaction between students and teachers. And this absence of deep engagement between these two characters result to a student-centered community. This type of atmosphere lacks an academic learning as a central point. One important idea here, I believe, is the relationship between the teacher and its learners need to be intact for it to be productive. With this reason, it is therefore appropriate to re-evaluate the role of community as a way to improve student, teacher, and staff engagement and learning. We have to be part of the rebuilding the community through strengthening the learning space design, effective use of information technology, and establishing pedagogical, curricular, and co-curricular design for learning. And this topic will be further discussed to us by my partner, Mr. Conrado Jimenez.
Thank you, Ma'am Rachel. And I will be discussing the spaces for learning in the community. It is a new era. We need new places that foster connections rather than compartmentalization. For several reasons, we need a community of faculty, administrators, facilities managers, architects, students, student development professionals, technologists, and other stakeholders to participate in a process of dialogue and discovery, creating spaces to re-engage faculty and students in the pursuit of learning. The learning paradigm invites us to realize that all space is learning space, and community involvement is essential to its creation. So we offer 5 steps to harness the full potential of community. First, invite stakeholders to participate. Second, select and empower a talented leader. Third, understand and appreciate differences in perspective. Fourth, eliminate roadblocks to community learning. And the last one is balance, patience, and performance. First, we have the stakeholders. Inviting people with different perspectives to contribute to collective decision making can be time-consuming in the development phase, but ultimately is less time-consuming than living them out. Second, we have the leader. To tap into the potential of community, the leader must be someone who can build community and create a safe environment for participation and team learning. The leader should have vision, empathy, and an ability to listen and appreciate different perspectives. Third, we have different perspectives. Cultural differences between stakeholders groups, combined with power differentials and hierarchy, could limit certain members from sharing perspective needed for breakthrough thinking. Fourth, we have roadblocks. Several potential roadblocks exist. Differences in the values and communication styles of college and university subcultures. For instance, faculty, student development, enrollment management, facilities managers, students, and so on, can inhibit collaboration. Patience and performance. Creativity cannot be scheduled or commanded. Often, patience is needed to allow new ideas to flourish. On the other hand, extensive discussion and debate in the name of patience, while edifying, can be time-consuming and costly, eroding construction budgets. The second, contribute to space the environments that empower student learning is technology, community, and information exchange. Communication is key to building and sustaining a community of learners. Information technology, Solution offer an outstanding platform for connecting and sharing information among community members and in or outside the classroom. Technology is broadening the scope of when and where learning occurs. Planning for new or innovative physical spaces must consider the role of information technology. The last one in empowering student learning is pedagogical, curricular, and co-curricular design. Students can participate in many activities to create the social interactions necessary to establish and build community. Community can and does form in the absence of significant faculty participation. However, faculty can have a tremendous positive impact on shaping and contributing to and expanding the environment in which students learn. We have heard examples of activities that foster and engage academic community under the pedagogical approaches that foster community. Example, we have here the student experience a community-friendly learning environment from the beginning of the first class. The implications for learning environment design, the community-centric ambience of physical and virtual spaces should be readily discerned by faculty and students, from room lighting and decoration to learning and management system usability. We have also the faculty and students learn about each other and from each other. The implication for learning is mechanism for learning each other names available in and out of the classroom, students and instructors, posts interests, photos and backgrounds of course website. Perhaps the most effective way faculty can appreciate the possibilities of a learning community is to experience professional development opportunities that give them the opportunity to experience being a student again. Learning communities are increasingly common in faculty development programs, providing a valuable learning process for knowledge workers. These learning communities allow open dialogue and sharing among faculty and other contributors to the educational enterprise to help frame questions such as who are our students and how can we help them learn. Learning communities help in teaching community properly. And to have this conclusion states that community plays vital role in learning. We explored three sets of strategical levels that can enhance learning through community processes. The design of spaces that support learning, the use of information technologies, and the design of structures for learning that encompass pedagogy, curriculum, and co-curricular programming. Promoting community approaches could imply that there is no rule for individual effort or learning. Nothing could be further from the truth. As Peter Sins put it, there is commonality of purpose, a shared vision, and understanding of how to complement one another's efforts. Alignment is the necessary condition before empowering the individual will empower the whole team. Emphasizing the value of creating communities of practice does not obviate the need of the excellent educative efforts of individual faculty and staff. Just as encouraging students to develop skills and teamwork does not imply that they no longer have to prove individual capability. Thank you and good day, everyone. There you have it. We prepared here questions in order for you to internalize if you have something learned from our topic. The first question is, why should an individual care about learning in community? Second question is, in the learning paradigm, how we engage community in co-creating the built environment? And the last question is, what are the 3 sets of strategic level that can enhance learning through community processes? Define its importance.
So before we end this presentation, I believe it is wise for me to leave some essential parting statements. We are all aware that as educators, we play a huge role in nation building, in building the future of our communities, of our country. We, being teachers, are in the front line of a strong community structure. So, let us be role models to our pupils or students, colleagues, and to the entire community. Let us encourage our mentees, our learners to go out and live or associate with the real world and not change themselves, especially the younger generation, with gadgets, social media, and many others. Because schools and community are interrelated with each other. Many thanks, and let us enjoy the remaining times of this blessed Saturday.